Elly, a little girl with a distinctive red scarf, received a letter from her grandmother one peaceful morning. In the letter, her grandmother asked Elly to bring some food and necessities to her house on the other side of the forest. Looking at the familiar handwriting, Elly could not hide her excitement and joy. She knew that this trip was not only to help her grandmother, but also an opportunity for her to show her love and responsibility. After reading the letter, Elly began to pack her things into the basket. Filled with joy about the exciting journey ahead, Elly carefully prepared each item, from fresh food to necessities, and neatly packed them into the basket. With her red scarf fluttering, she stood in front of her house, taking a deep breath to enjoy the fresh morning air. Elly smiled, feeling confident and excited about the journey ahead. Looking at the small path leading into the forest, she started walking, carrying her love and filial piety, ready to face any challenge to reach her grandmother's house safely. As Elly began to enter the forest, she met her close friend, Turtle, with a slow gait and a gentle face. Turtle noticed the basket Elly was carrying and curiously asked her about her journey. When she learned that Elly was planning to visit her grandmother and had to cross the forest, Turtle offered to go with her to ensure her safety. Although she knew Turtle was not a fast mover, Elly happily agreed. For Elly, Turtle's companionship not only made her feel more secure, but also provided a friend to talk to during the long journey ahead. While happily walking together, Elly and Turtle suddenly heard a rushing sound from ahead. It was Rabbit. A fast and proud rabbit. Rabbit, famous for his outstanding speed, smiled and told Elly and Turtle that he could reach Elly's grandmother's house in the blink of an eye. Confident and excited, Rabbit challenged the two to see who could reach her grandmother's house first. Although Elly just wanted to get to a safe place, she still smiled at Rabbit's enthusiasm. Turtle, with his calm nature, just smiled slightly, not caring about speed but focusing on walking with his friends. The journey brought the group to an old wooden bridge, spanning a fast-flowing stream. Without hesitation, Rabbit jumped over the bridge with ease and speed, then looked back and laughed at Elly and Turtle for walking slowly. Elly re-ellened calm, ignored the ridicule, and continued walking with each step sure. Turtle also paid no attention. Being patient by nature, Rabbit, seeing himself ahead, became more excited and continued to rush forward, leaving his two friends to follow slowly. Before the old bridge, Elly and Turtle decided to take each step carefully. Elly went first, checking each plank, then slowly helped Turtle follow. The bridge creaked under the weight, but thanks to Elly's carefulness, they both crossed safely. For Elly, slowness and caution were more valuable than running fast. She and Turtle encouraged each other to overcome each difficult step. When they reached the other side, Elly smiled slightly, knowing that she had chosen the right path. While Rabbit was far ahead, Elly and Turtle were still satisfied because they had safely passed the first challenge. When they reached the middle of the bridge, Elly and Turtle suddenly noticed a few broken planks, creating a dangerous gap. Turtle, with his heavy and slow gait, seemed worried. Realizing this, Elly did not hesitate, bent down to help Turtle step by step, helping him keep his balance on the sturdy parts of the bridge. Turtle felt secure with Elly by his side. Step by step, they crossed the damaged bridge together. The friendship between Elly and Turtle became deeper through the moments of overcoming difficulties together. Once they crossed the bridge, Elly and Turtle saw Rabbit standing in the distance, laughing at the two of them for walking too slowly. Rabbit said with pride in his speed that he would reach Elly's grandmother's house before they could see the entrance to the forest. After saying that, Rabbit quickly rushed into the forest, leaving a trail of dust behind. Elly and Turtle just smiled lightly, ignoring Rabbit's teasing, and continued their journey at their own pace, knowing that the most important thing was safety and companionship. In their haste to run fast, Rabbit did not pay attention to the road and got caught in a thorny bush. The sharp thorns stuck to Rabbit's fur, making him struggle to find a way out. But the more he struggled, the more his fur got stuck in the bush. Rabbit's arrogance and carelessness got him into trouble. Rabbit began to regret not paying attention to the road like Elly and Turtle. Now, he could only wait for someone to help him get out of this difficult situation. When Elly and Turtle arrived at Hare, they saw Hare struggling in the bushes, his fur covered with thorns. Elly did not hesitate, but gently helped Hare remove each thorn from his fur. Turtle also helped by holding the bushes so that Elly could work more easily. Hare felt regretful and shyly looked at his friends, knowing that he had been too arrogant and careless. Elly and Turtle did not blame him, but only smiled gently and helped Hare stand up. Hare looked at them, full of gratitude for Elly and Turtle's patience and sincere friendship. After Elly and Turtle helped remove the thorns from his fur, Hare felt embarrassed for letting his arrogance get him into trouble. He bowed his head and thanked Elly and Turtle sincerely, realizing that speed was not always the most important thing. However, Hare's competitive nature had not changed. Right after saying thank you, he decided to run again, this time more carefully but still trying to stay ahead of his two friends. Elly and Turtle just smiled, knowing that Rabbit still had a lot to learn on this trip. As Rabbit rushed ahead, Elly and Turtle did not rush but continued their journey at a steady pace. They talked about the beautiful scenery around them and the happy and sad memories of the trip. Turtle, although walking slowly, was steadfast, always accompanying Elly. The two friends walked while enjoying the fresh air of the forest, where sunlight filtered through the treetops and birds chirped happily. For Elly and Turtle, the journey was not only about reaching the destination but also about the moments together along the way. When they encountered a steep hill, Elly and Turtle climbed up together. For Turtle, climbing the hill was a real challenge because of his short legs and slow gait. Elly saw his friends struggle and decided to slow down to help Turtle. She reached out her hand, encouraged and motivated, helping Turtle feel more secure as he climbed each stone step. With Elly's support, Turtle overcame the difficulty and together they stood on the top of the hill, looking at the surrounding scenery and feeling proud of having overcome the challenge together. While Elly and Turtle were carefully climbing the hill, Rabbit was quickly passing the entire steep path. With confidence and pride in his speed, Rabbit decided to rest under the shade of a large tree at the top of the hill. Seeing Elly and Turtle still behind, Rabbit thought that he could relax a bit because he still had plenty of time to reach the destination before them. He lay down, closed his eyes, and enjoyed the cool breeze blowing and the gentle sunlight filtering through the leaves. However, this complacency would soon make Rabbit learn a valuable lesson. While relaxing under the shade of the tree, Rabbit felt tired after the fast running. He thought that it would be okay to just take a nap because he would definitely reach the destination before Elly and Turtle. However, the nap gradually turned into a deep sleep. Rabbit did not know that while he was sleeping, Elly and Turtle continued their journey at a steady pace. Overconfidence made Rabbit lose his guard and not realize that this race was not only about speed but also about perseverance and companionship. As they approached the top of the hill, Elly and Turtle saw Rabbit sleeping under the shade of a tree. Elly wanted to go closer to wake Rabbit up, but Turtle gently shook his head, suggesting that they let Rabbit learn his lesson about arrogance. Without saying anything more, Elly and Turtle continued their journey in silence, slowly walking past where Rabbit was sleeping. They walked together while the sunlight filtered through the leaves, continuing towards Elly's grandmother's house. For them, the journey was not only about reaching the finish line but also about progress and mutual understanding. As they went deeper into the forest, Elly and Turtle met Gray Wolf, a friendly friend of all animals in this forest. Gray Wolf had a strong appearance but a calm and kind personality. Seeing Elly and Turtle, Gray Wolf greeted them with a friendly smile. Elly and Turtle felt more secure with an additional companion. Gray Wolf asked about their journey and happily shared with them about safe places and things to avoid in the vast forest. With Gray Wolf's support, their journey became smoother and safer. During the conversation, Gray Wolf carefully warned Elly and Turtle about the hunting traps set by humans in the forest. Gray Wolf had witnessed many animals being trapped in these dangerous traps, and wanted to make sure Elly and Turtle avoided them. He instructed them on how to recognize the signs of traps and where not to go. Elly thanked Gray Wolf for the warning and promised to be careful. With valuable information from Gray Wolf, Elly and Turtle confidently continued their journey, understanding that sometimes life needs the support and guidance of companions. After hearing Gray Wolf's warning about the hunting traps, Elly felt worried but also very grateful. She asked Gray Wolf more about how to recognize the traps and how to avoid dangerous areas. Gray Wolf carefully instructed Elly about the signs, such as broken branches, sinking ground, or strange smells around. Turtle also listened attentively, remembering important things to avoid danger. Elly thanked Grey Wolf again, and she realized that, sometimes, just being careful and listening to the experiences of those who went before, we can avoid many difficulties in life. Rabbit woke up from a long sleep under the shade of a tree, alert and full of energy. However, when he looked around, he was shocked to realize that Elly and Turtle had passed him and gone further. His feeling of confidence gradually turned into anxiety, and Rabbit immediately jumped up. Rushing forward, he told himself that with his speed, he still had a chance to catch up and pass them. Rabbit ran with all his might, full of determination, but this time, he was no longer arrogant but more cautious, because he understood that time could be lost if he was too subjective. As he ran forward, Rabbit saw Elly and Turtle in the distance. In his haste and determination to catch up, Rabbit ignored Wolf's warning about the traps. Suddenly, a strange sound rang out, and Rabbit felt his leg getting stuck. Rabbit looked down and saw that he had fallen into a hunting trap. The trap that Grey Wolf had warned him about. His carelessness and arrogance cost Rabbit. He struggled to get out, but the more he struggled, the tighter the trap became. In this difficult situation, Rabbit realized that he had made a mistake in not listening to advice from others. While passing through the trap-filled area, Elly and Turtle heard a faint cry for help. They quickly went over and discovered Rabbit stuck in a trap. Elly and Turtle immediately ran over to help. Elly calmly removed each trap, while Turtle helped to hold the trap firmly so that Elly could easily loosen it. Rabbit kept thanking his two friends and feeling embarrassed for his carelessness. Elly and Turtle did not scold him but only smiled, helped Rabbit stand up and checked to see if he was injured. Through this situation, Rabbit understood more clearly the value of patience and teamwork. After being helped out of the trap by Elly and Turtle, Rabbit stood up and looked at his two friends with gratitude. He truly felt regretful for his overconfidence and arrogance that led to the dangerous situation. Rabbit promised Elly and Turtle that from now on he would not run ahead and decided to go with the group. He wanted to make amends by slowing down, sharing and protecting each other on the journey. Elly and Turtle smiled, happily agreed, and the three continued their adventure. This time Rabbit was ready to be a sincere companion. Elly, Tortoise and Rabbit went into a more dangerous area of the forest together, with many rough paths and dense bushes. Despite the difficulties, the three of them overcame each obstacle together. Elly went ahead to lead the way, carefully checking the surroundings to make sure there were no traps. Tortoise and Rabbit followed closely, always ready to help each other when they encountered difficulties. The spirit of solidarity made them feel more secure and knew that, with each other, any difficulty could be overcome. As they passed through a dense forest, Elly suddenly saw her grandmother's house looming in the distance. Joy was evident on her face, and she immediately urged Tortoise and Rabbit, wanting to quickly get there to meet her. Elly could not hide her happiness when she knew that the group was about to complete this long and challenging journey. Tortoise and Rabbit were also excited, feeling proud of having overcome all the difficulties with Elly. The three of them walked faster before reaching Elly's grandmother's house. The group encountered a small, fast-flowing stream blocking the way. Rabbit, with his agile nature, jumped across the stream easily. However, Turtle had difficulty because of his short legs and slow speed. Realizing this, Rabbit turned back and together with Elly helped Turtle cross the stream safely. Elly held Turtle's hand, and Rabbit helped keep his balance as he stepped on each rock. Finally, all three friends crossed the stream safely. Thanks to each other's support, they were one step closer to Elly's grandmother's house. As the journey continued, Rabbit gradually realized the importance of patience. Instead of always rushing ahead, he decided to go at the same pace as the group, waiting for Elly and Turtle at every step. Whenever he encountered difficult terrain or a complicated road, Rabbit was no longer in a hurry, but instead, he waited patiently, ready to support his two friends. Elly noticed the change in Rabbit and smiled with satisfaction. Tortoise also felt happier because he was walking with his friends in harmony. The group continued to move forward with the patience and new understanding that Rabbit had learned. Finally, after a challenging and arduous journey, Elly, Tortoise and Rabbit arrived in front of Mrs. Elly's small house, where she was waiting with a gentle smile. All three friends were filled with joy when they saw the familiar and cozy house. Elly ran to hug her happily. while Tortoise and Rabbit stood side by side, feeling proud to have completed the journey. They had overcome many difficulties, but thanks to the spirit of solidarity and friendship, they all reached the destination safely. Mrs. Elly's house appeared as a worthy reward after all the hardships. Mrs. Elly opened her arms to welcome her niece and her friends into the house, praising them for their courage and solidarity. She listened to the stories the three told about the challenges on the way. From the old bridge to the thorn bushes, the traps, and the difficult roads. With pride in her eyes, she said that it was friendship and patience that helped the group overcome all obstacles. Elly, Turtle, and Rabbit were all grateful for her and for each other. She invited them into her house to rest and enjoy the delicious food she had prepared in advance, creating a warm and loving atmosphere. After entering the house and resting, Elly began to recount every detail of her journey with Turtle and Rabbit to her grandmother. She told of the hardships she had gone through, the times when Rabbit made fun of her, the times when she helped Turtle cross the bridge, and the times when she saved Rabbit from a trap. While telling the story, Elly also shared the lessons the group had learned: patience, forgiveness, and the value of friendship. Mrs. Elly smiled, listened with pride, and encouraged Elly and her friends to remember these things in life. Elly's story became a precious memory and a profound lesson for the whole group. After listening to Elly's story and lesson, Rabbit stood up and looked at his two friends with gratitude. Rabbit admitted that his arrogance and hasty nature had gotten him into trouble, and if it weren't for Elly and Turtle's help, he would have been in danger. Rabbit sincerely thanked Elly and Turtle for their patience and help during the difficult time. Both Elly and Turtle smiled and patted Rabbit on the shoulder to encourage him. They understood that Rabbit had learned a valuable lesson and become a better friend through this journey. After hearing Rabbit's thanks, Turtle slowly shared his thoughts. In a calm voice, Turtle said that in life, sometimes going slowly and carefully helps us go further. He also said that it was thanks to friendship and solidarity that they had overcome all the challenges on the journey. Rabbit and Elly listened attentively, understanding that the lesson of patience and friendship would have lasting meaning. Elly nodded in agreement, feeling proud to have friends like Rabbit and Turtle by her side. After staying at her grandmother's house and resting, Elly, Turtle, and Rabbit decided to return to the village together. On the familiar path through the forest, they reminisced about their journey. Elly recounted the funny moments. Turtle reminded him of the times he was helped, and Rabbit promised to never repeat his hasty behavior. The three of them laughed as they walked, feeling closer and understanding each other after the unforgettable experiences. Their friendship was now stronger and deeper than ever. When the three of them returned to the village, they were warmly welcomed by the villagers. The villagers listened to the adventure stories of Elly, Turtle, and Rabbit with eyes full of admiration and admiration. Every time they told a difficult situation, everyone was surprised and admired the group's resilient spirit. The children in the village ran around asking more about the trip, while the adults praised the solidarity and courage of Elly and her two friends. Their story became the pride of the whole village and an inspiration to everyone. After hearing the compliments from the villagers, Rabbit felt both happy and ashamed. Rabbit stood up and sincerely promised everyone that he would never let arrogance and haste control him again. Rabbit vowed to always learn to be patient and be ready to help his friends in any situation. Elly and Turtle looked at Rabbit with satisfied smiles, knowing that their friend had truly grown up after the journey. The villagers also cheered for Rabbit and felt proud of his positive change. Elly and Turtle looked at each other, both feeling happy and joyful for having a strong and sincere friendship. They both understood that it was not always about speed or strength, but more precious was perseverance and affection for each other. Elly felt lucky to have friends who were always by her side, while Turtle realized the value of companionship and patience. Through this adventure, they became not only friends but also important companions in life. After telling the whole story to everyone in the village and receiving a warm welcome, Elly, Turtle and Rabbit prepared to return home together. Before leaving, Elly's grandmother saw all three friends off and told them to always remember the valuable lessons they had learned on this journey. The three happily said goodbye to their grandmother and started to return home. On the way out of their grandmother's house, they felt that each step carried with them the profound lessons and close feelings that the trip had brought. Three friends, Elly, Turtle and Rabbit, walked together through the forest glowing in the afternoon sunlight. The colors of the trees and the flowers around them seemed to add to their journey back. Each step was a memory. Each ray of sunlight filtering through the leaves was a warm moment in their friendship. The three friends not only walked together but also walked with the trust, understanding and deep friendship they had built. The green forest scene seemed to share their joy, congratulating them on having completed such a meaningful journey. When they were about to return to the village, Elly, Turtle and Rabbit stopped, turned around and looked back at the forest where their memorable adventure had taken place. Elly reminded her two friends that, in life, patience, friendship and solidarity were the factors that helped them overcome all challenges. They understood that without Turtle's patience, Rabbit's enthusiasm, and Elly's encouragement, the group would not have been able to go this far. Each of them learned their own lessons. But the most valuable thing is that they became close companions, ready to stand side by side on any journey ahead. As they entered the village, Elly, Turtle and Rabbit felt energized for new journeys. They knew that every adventure was not only a challenge but also an opportunity to learn and grow. The lessons of patience, friendship and solidarity will always be precious baggage in their hearts. No matter what the journey ahead is, Elly, Turtle and Rabbit are ready to face it and move forward, no longer afraid or doubtful. This story ends, but their new journey has just begun, opening up a future with challenges and joys waiting.